Welcome to episode 19 of the Cosmere Reads. I got to do a little pause before I do that in the future because I did that last recording, and is it too fast? I cut some of it off. The mic wasn't quite on yet. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys doing good?
We are doing fabulously.
Good.
Awesome. So, quick announcements real fast before we go any further. This Friday night at 10 p.m., we will be doing the championship for Watt of Fortune. It's Wheel of Time, Wheel of Fortune style game show. It's the final championship. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, come join us 10 p.m. Friday night. And other things, JordanCon tickets went on sale on Saturday. So I have not bought mine yet, but yeah, they went on sale. But I'm going to buy mine.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to join the pre-chat.
Yeah.
That process.
Yeah, they need an IT person.
People, come on.
You have to go for a profile first, and then be able to access the shop.
Then you have to have a subscriber account before you can actually get them. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, they do. I've given them a hard time about it, and then you can only buy one ticket per email, so like you can't like. It's a. But once you do it,
I was trying to buy my ticket earlier today, and I was like, y'all about to lose a subscriber.
Yeah, they have a really complicated process, and I've given them a hard time about it because we tried like last year, like we last minute getting Ian's ticket because from the Will Reads because it was like it would not accept emails because he already had a profile, but he didn't remember his password from the previous year because his email was attached to no subscription. They were like, I was like, can you just unlock it? Like, because he doesn't know how to do this. Like,
it was drama. It was unnecessary drama.
Yeah, it is. Like, just let people buy it. But yeah. Anyway, once you fill the profile, as long as you remember your password or save your password, the next year is really easy because everything's filled out for you.
Yeah, it's giving me all the drama. I'm not a subscriber.
Yeah.
Regardless, we're gonna go though, right? I mean, I think we're all gonna go.
Look, here. Watch me Scott's tank break up in that joint and be like, party crashing. That's what I do.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to go too.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. We can all get
I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
I mean, look, hell, I paid for the freaking like WattCon, didn't even go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm just annoyed the fact they don't make it easy.
We'll all pile in a car together and ride down, do a road trip. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. Us in like a Ford Fiesta. We're gonna just break down in there. It's gonna have 3 wheels and a spare. We're just gonna be just bouncing down the road.
A clown car. Get in a Mini Cooper. What's the tinier car? The little compact ones. Smart car. We'll get a smart
car. Let's shoot. Yeah. 3 cylinders in that bad boy.
Scary as hell.
Yeah. But still, it gets like 70 miles a gallon or whatever. So yeah, we'll make that work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's so that's it. We did do a giveaway on Discord last week. I was late on picking the winner. We did pick a winner. I already DM'd them. They have not DM'd me back. So if you watch or listen to the show, Luna Aki, you won.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
So, yeah.
I feel like we should put that up in like big bold letters and like flashing lights and like
we should.
What do you confetti goes off or something?
Yeah. and the Cosmere alcohol wars continue with Python.
No, they do not.
Drinking cough medicine. Try to beat that, Alondo.
I know. So just FYI, Pythos wins. Cough medicine that's the ultimate alcohol right there.
Under the counter secret stash.
That's right.
Yeah. And then I guess other news as well. Will came in town last week, and all 3 of us were able to go hang out at a bar together. So went to a little swanky place. Had some drinks, and it was a good time. Had a Mexican meal.
Mexican meal. That's right. I forgot about that. That's right. We got to annoy the staff there. Yeah, give them a hard time.
Give them a hard time.
They made bites, aka Bang Gator Bites.
Yeah, Gator Bites. That's right.
Gator Bites. They're good. But yeah, and then Will had some amazing cocktails made by the bartender there that were just concoctions made up that were
Thank you,
delicious.
Reese. I appreciate you, Reese.
We had the old fashioned with the smoke bubble, pop the bubble, and
Oh, yeah.
super
Yeah, for
fancy.
some reason,
Fancy.
Alan's bubble would not stay together. It just,
it's
man.
He got 3 short-lived smoke bubbles.
It senses the dark friendery in me.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Not bubble worthy.
Not bubble worthy. Yeah, the bubbles for the pure soul at heart. That's why Will's bubbles stay together with mine.
That's right. I didn't order one because I already knew what was going to happen.
I needed that.
Yeah,
I thought about it. The smoke coming out of the bubbles, kind of like the mist. I just thought about that.
Oh, that's right. They should call it a misting fashion, right?
We could do something there.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
it was cool though. Yeah, had a good time. Have you tried a smoked old fashioned? That's what we're just talking about. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
That's what we had.
That's exactly what we got. That thing was like smoky.
Yeah, it was very good.
In the band.
Very good. Yeah. And then the next day I got to wake up and play golf the first time in like 5 years, which was interesting.
Right. And Will, you got to wake up. No, wait, you had played golf on Thursday.
On Thursday, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and then I got to wake up the next day and go to work.
I worked Friday. Thursday, I woke up at 3:30, couldn't go back to sleep, so started working at 5 and said, you know what, I'm not going to work past 2, and then I played golf. So,
man.
For anyone listening from work, I did work a full day, both Thursday and Friday.
Alondra, do you have a drink for tonight?
Oh, so I had so many internet issues and things going on. I did not put a lot of focus into it. So I'm literally drinking this like peach whiskey drink that I made earlier in a mason jar with a specific straw. It's a metal straw opening in it. But unfortunately, nothing super fancy.
I have a beer.
Nice. What about you, Will? What you drinking, man?
Basil Havens.
Oh, nice. This guy.
The basil.
Okay.
I've got a glass of Malbec to follow it up next.
This guy going in hard.
Ready to go.
Look,
the whole bottle.
I reserve the right if I run out of alcohol to like break away to go get something else because
do it. Oh yeah.
My internet was like giving me all the problems.
Oh yeah.
You have permission. Full permission.
Full send.
Thank you.
All right.
And thank you. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys ready to start part 2? Ghosts in the Mist.
See.
We get to see the ghost in the mist a little bit here. But yeah. So we start always with this little bit of we don't always do this every episode, but we start with a little say in the beginning, but I wanted to start doing these more because there's something that ties to, at least in this chapter, to this. So start with chapter 12. It wasn't until years later I became convinced that Alindi was the hero of ages, the one called Rabzine in Clinium, the Animasior savior. A lot of words. I don't know if I pronounced this right, but so that's what the little thing was. We will bring up these little epigraphs or whatever you want to call them later in this episode. But we're back in Sazed's point of view, which I promise you guys the next chapter would be a longer Sazed chapter. And it is. And we get a little bit more about Fairchemy here too. So exciting. Exciting times. So Marsh and Sazed now have made it all the way. They travel together. They're now overlooking the conventional
Conventicle
of Saren. There you go. I knew it was an S word of Saren. So that's where we are. They're there. Oh wait, before we go any further, bingo. You guys are supposed to remind me of that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, bingo. Let's go.
All right. So let's take a look here. Okay. So here we go. Here's where we are right now for bingo. So you got a couple of options going on. Really, this cross right here. If internet drops midstream, you guys win.
Nice.
You know, that little cross. You know, I guess going from bottom left to top right. Other than that, you still got lots to go everywhere else. But we'll see. But I just wanted
maybe we bring it back up at the end too after.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's one that we're going to talk about, which is the Terriswoman comeback, and I don't know if we crossed that off or not yet. So we'll talk about that towards the end of this chapter. Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that back up. So let's go back to where we were. So Sazed and Marsh are standing over on I guess a cliff, overlooking it. I guess how
it's like a crater.
It's a crater, steep-sided crater-like valley. So like I'm guessing it's like a cliff face, like looking down to this crater.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have ever like climbed a volcano where like you're on the edge of a crater or a cauldron, but it's pretty steep.
So I have actually, funny enough, in the Philippines, I was in it's an island that's in a volcano that's in another volcano.
Okay.
And it's the only place in the world that exists. And so, yes, I actually sat on the edge twice of a volcano looking in at the water that was created by the crater or whatever. Anyway, so yeah. So yes, twice. In one trip.
Isn't there a special like geographical term for that or something?
I'm sure Will, they're probably
okay. I was hoping you guys know.
It's the craziest thing though. So yeah.
Yeah, we went to we hiked up now I'm gonna butcher the name of this mountain, the volcano, but it's in Indonesia. It's on the island of Flores Kilimanjaro. I think it's the name of the island or the name of the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
The name of, I think there's 3 craters or cauldrons at the top, and they're filled with water, and they change colors throughout the year because the different bacteria within the water changes.
Right, that's right.
They go from like
stuff grows in that volcanic, like that environment, right?
So as you go from lake to lake into the different, it changes colors, and if you come back a different part of the year, it'll be different colors.
That's so cool.
But we got up there, and we're so excited to see these colored lakes, and it was just all in clouds and fog. Like it was such a cloudy morning that the cauldrons were the cauldron. Well, by the end of the day, it cleared up, but like so we couldn't see how far down from the edge it was. And so we decided, what do you do when you're 20-something years old and you have a big cliff in front of you and you take a rock, right, and you throw it.
I thought you were telling me you dove in.
No. I took a rock just to see because we're on the edge of a cliff. Like literally, we knew it's a cliff. And throw it to see how far down. Yeah, throw the rock. Nice. So you throw the rock and we listen and we wait and you hear splash. I was like, that's really far down there. Step back away from the edge.
That sounds like some Harry Potter type stuff right there.
Yeah, but throw it into the mist and wait for the sound. And by the time it came up, we realized that we needed to get away from the edge of the cliff. We jumped over the safety fence. I
thought you were jumping. I thought it was like water in there or something, but no, not so much, huh?
Well, I don't know. We could see. Well, we cleared up. You see, it's like the water, but it's way down there. And it was a cliff, and there's a safety fence, which was really funny because it was spelled Fonch. So the safety Fonch.
Yes. There's nothing better than seeing English misspelled in other countries. I love it every time I see it, or bad English grammar in other countries. I'm like, I love it. I live for it. We were in Thailand, and we went to a place, and it was the best place. It was called Pizza Hug.
That's great.
I don't know. Maybe they meant for it to be Pizza Hug, but still, I was like,
there's got to be a subreddit for that, just full of it.
You know.
One of my friend who lives in Thailand will send pictures of the menus over there sometimes, and it's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember what it says, but yeah,
it's the best. Yeah.
Did you go to Koh Phi Phi Don or Phi Phi Islands?
In Thailand?
Mm-hmm.
No, we went to Phuket and we went to Koh Samui.
Koh Samui. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah. A fancy fence. It's a Fonch. It's a Fonch. A Fonch. Right. But we got past the safety Fonch.
Wait, was it? Was it FONCE?
It was FANCH.
Oh my god.
Fonch.
Fonch. I love it.
Fonch.
It's the safety
Welcome
fan.
members to the Fonch cast. That's Brilliant, please.
The safety fonch.
Oh man, I'm gonna use that so many times now.
Yeah, I mean that's it's a danger. Do not go past the safety fonch. And I was like,
The
God, that's
safety
great.
fonch. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and we would of course went past the safety fonch because we said, well, I didn't see a fonch anywhere, but I definitely saw a fence.
You
It said
saw a
nothing
fence.
about it said nothing about a fence on the sign.
You know,
my legalistic self.
that's
So-
right, because fonches be keeping people out, but fences.
Fence, yeah,
You know, whatever.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, yeah. So they're overlooking. They have a little conversation about whether or not there's anyone down there, and says like, "Do you sure it's empty?" And Marsh's like, "Yeah, it's empty. It's definitely empty. There's no one there." And says it, uses his 10 to enhance his eyesight.
Right.
A little bit more about how you have to store that up. Get you to stay kind of almost blind for a few days to get better eyesight, but can do that with your metal mines. And zooms in, looks in close with his eyes, and doesn't look like anybody is home. So
Right.
they decide to go make a climb down. Well, Marsh goes to climb down, and Sazed just jumps because, well, he's a fair chemist, and apparently he can do that, which is
it's
pretty
'cause-
cool.
It's because Sazed does Sazed things.
Yeah, Sazed does Sazed things.
Come on.
Which I thought was pretty cool, like as Marsh is climbing down, Sazed just floats past him slowly down.
Yep.
Just makes himself super light. So
Was this the first time we've seen Sazed do like physical stuff? No, we saw him
get big.
get really big. that
Right.
one
Yeah,
time.
get really big and strong. Yeah, so you can increase your weight, but you also increase your strength. It's different ones. But yeah, so there's one that increases your weight. Obviously that can come in handy sometimes, but in order to store it up, you just make yourself light. So you can just start feeding his weight into a mind, and it makes him
Yep.
as light as a feather. Not quite as light as a feather, but light enough that it is a little bit of pewter was not that bad of a fall.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, pretty cool. So they get to the bottom and they enter this very, very strange building. Marsh can see inside. Of course, Sazed can't because even with 10 enhanced eyes, he explains, I still need light. Almost like, we talked about like night vision goggles and things like that. You still need some light.
Yep.
If there's no light, doesn't do nothing. So,
Right.
he has to let Marsh get a torch or something for him. Marsh goes in first and gets something for him. I think it's a torch. But anyways, so what do you think about this building? What do you think about all this? This original interaction about, a little bit more about the Fair Kimmy, Sazed doing Sazed things.
Well, they talk about how it's in a crater and how like it's not easily defensible,
Right.
more like hard to find.
Right.
So it's interesting that it's just down in this crater where like if you're 300 yards away, it just looks kind of like a horizon line when really there's
Right.
like this fortress down in this hole, which
Right.
it's like symbolic of like evil going down right towards
Right.
hell.
Mm-hmm.
I got really creepy vibes the whole time. Like, like it's empty. This is where the Inquisitors, like, this is an Inquisitor stronghold, but there's nobody there. And we've got Marsh, who like is now an Inquisitor, bringing Sazed in with his like cold demeanor now, and it's just it's creepy.
Well, there were bodies, right? It was empty, but
Yeah, once they get in there,
yeah, there's dead people, but they've been dead for a while.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't think it was like creepy. Is I was like, well, it's kind of crypt keeper kind of thing, and I was like, well, whatever. You know what I mean?
But they've been piled in like as high in the corner in like the back or whatever. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's crypt keeper things, right? So
Yeah. Killed by what looked like a harsh sword or axe strokes.
like they were backed against the wall and just got slashed.
Got slaughtered. Yeah.
You're right.
And Sazed is trying to like, well, why? Like I think he's not asking why. And Marsh is like, well, I need to go down and a little further do some investigation, but you can stay here. And Sazed is like, okay. What what's
Yeah.
And he starts, looking around, trying to find any evidence or any clues, and he finds a staircase in the back that looks like it would go up to an altar or something like that, except it's going down.
Right. So he finds like the secret entrance,
Yeah.
like in a video game, like Zelda. When you tap on the right wall, you can actually, go and like, oh, it's a secret entrance.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Also, what else? There's other things I'm skipping over a little bit. There's no libraries, no lounges. There were torture chambers, look like metal tables on the floor. They were bloody, but the blood was all flaked and powdery at their feet, and then lots of spikes, some tipped with blood,
Right.
similar to the Inquisitor spikes.
Right. So, of course, the whole vibe I'm getting is this is where Inquisitors be becoming Inquisitors. That's what I'm thinking the whole time. I'm like, okay, this is how the Inquisitor creation process happens, initially. So,
or is it where they take bad Inquisitors and like
torture them,
like take the spikes out because they said they're bloody. If they're bloody, why aren't they in their head?
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Or maybe somebody bungled the process of creating an Inquisitor. They.
Whoops, that was your ear hole. My bad.
How do you guys?
How somebody misses? They're like, oh, sorry, missed your ear. Missed
It's
your
so
eye.
damn dark in here.
Oh, I went into your ear.
Why don't we have any freaking lights in here?
Wrong hole. Wrong hole.
Wrong hole. Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry. I need to drink more because. Oh my god! I mean, laugh way too hard. I'm sorry. Let me stop my chuckles.
Anyways, so...
What? Wrong hole. Oh no.
They also.
Here, go ahead. Well,
we were describing about like the scenery, and they also were talking about how it's very boring, like kind of like just not a lot of thought put into like little details and make it like decorative. It's just very functional, straight hallways, big, it's not exciting. It's not like a place you really want to live. Like,
oh, definitely not. No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna add.
Not that vibe.
Yeah. Do you guys have any theories about how Inquisitors are created?
So all I can go off of is what happened with Marsh, right? When they went in, they thought Marsh was dead. We saw bodies. We saw a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And Marsh came out of it and said, he didn't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
He had spikes in the eyes, and there's that. So we really don't have much more than that.
Sure.
So that's the reason why I felt like this was like probably like kind of an Inquisitor creation camp. Yeah. That's all I could think the whole time I'm like listening to this, and I was like, oh, this is similar to like creating another Inquisitor or something.
Good point, Dana. Zool, she pointed out that it's not like the Inquisitors can see color or even like because all they can see is through lines. So
right? Because
why would they put decorations up?
It's mentioned that the actual the spikes themselves cover the entirety of the eye socket.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they can like see like partially or something. It's like the entire.
They just see blue lines. So
right.
They art won't do anything for them.
Right.
What happens when you burn steel again?
For Elemency?
Yeah.
That's you push. Steel push. You push against metals.
I like how you said for Allomancy.
Well, I mean, there's steel for Farrakhan too.
I know, and when you said that, I was like, huh. I'm just thinking like, different types of Inquisitors. Like, do they have different types of metal in their metal spikes? Thinking ahead.
Interesting. Yeah, and then iron pulls. Yeah, steel pushes, iron pulls. Anyways, so they get down there, and then Sazed notices that against the wall down here, there's a plaque. That's a plate, steel plate that's a lot older than anything else that he's seen around here. I mean, it's pretty ancient, but it's carved in steel. These words, and he can read it because it's in Terris. An old dialect, but even without a copper mind, Sazed can still read it. And did you recognize? We talked about it a little beforehand, but I don't know you were here yet. But did you recognize these words?
it's the same thing that we've been reading at the beginning of all these chapters the whole
Yeah,
time.
it is.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, if you go back to chapter 1.
Yeah,
The
I was like,
first line.
Skip, weird, heard this noise.
Yeah. Same thing. Now it's written in steel. It gets there. Yeah.
Which we knew because that's the reason why it was written in steel. Is because
Yeah. I write these words in steel. For anything set in metal cannot be anything not set in metal. Yeah, set in metal cannot be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then Marsh comes back, scares the crap out of Sazed. And it's like, yeah, we got to go. The quarters upstairs are empty. There's no one here. This trip's been a waste. And Sazed is like, no, it's not a waste. We got this. This is amazing. Marsh is like, yeah, that's rubbish. Come on, let's go. And he's like, come on, can I at least try? Can I at least take like a scratching of it? On a piece of paper or something.
Yeah, he's
Mark's
taking like the Indiana Jones rubbing of it. Or something
a rubbing.
So,
yeah. So it does that. Learning that the Lord Ruler himself was of Terris, and has squashed other religious, these little things, Sazed wants to cling on to and try to, piece anything together. But
I did also like how he's talking about like how he wants to preserve that information. He's talking about how he needs to like speak it, but earlier in the chapter he's talking about how like he's committing things to memory and he like paints a picture in his head, but how doing that doesn't stick in your memory as long.
Right.
And it's better. Like he starts like talking about what he's seeing to describe it because for whatever reason that commits to memory better.
Right.
That was an interesting, like, I don't know that I remember seeing anything about that. So it was interesting just hearing that because I feel like that like is kind of like similar to in real life. Like you try to like read a book or study a textbook or something and you're like reading. And it's like, okay. But no, if you like write it down on a flashcard or you talk about it with a, classmate or something like that, it commits to memory better. So it's kind of similar to like real human experience in that regard.
Yeah.
And there's something that he said that made it sound like even as he's saying something that he's trying to record in his copper mind. Is it copper mind?
Copper mind, yeah.
Okay. That he doesn't really understand what he's saying at the moment because it's just going back into the recording of what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really like in that moment, he doesn't understand what he's talking about. He's just like, I'm just reading this just to make sure I have it here. He's not really processing it. He's just doing it just to make sure it gets recorded. Not so much that he actually is like really processing it like, oh, well, let me do like this, evaluation, this critical thinking of what I'm actually observing in the moment.
Right. Yeah, because he says like when you go back and pull it, it's like crystal clear.
Right.
So he doesn't really care about like that moment. He cares
in that
about
moment. He doesn't care. Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Will. So it's like he doesn't care in that moment. He's just like, it's almost like reading something out. If you were like, the person reading the book for an audiobook, you wouldn't care so much about like understanding what you're saying. You're just like, I just need to do the performance so I can record the audiobook. And then later on, maybe you listen to yourself and you're like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. But at the time, you're just like, I'm reading the words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, just as a little note, because unless you do a million rereads, you probably don't realize this. If you go back and reread all of those little notes in the beginning of each chapter, and then you read this, what's written on steel, it's slightly different.
Really? Okay. So,
and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So I think Alan. I based on the last book that we read, my plan was always to go back and reread all of those, those segments.
Yeah.
But I always do it about halfway through the book.
Yeah.
And so about, I want to say maybe like 2 more episodes of this podcast, I was going to go back and do that.
Okay.
And do that comparison. But thank you for letting me know that because I will pay attention to what the differences are.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cool.
And that's pretty much how we end this chapter with him just thinking like, oh, I need to make it back to Terris and kind of report everything back. And, we're getting more clues, ever since Rashik's notebook or logbook, this is the biggest clue. He's had since then. And, he's, even though it's a small little nugget, he's latching onto it and it's a big deal.
I think he says like, we're getting closer or something like that too.
Yeah. to figuring it all out.
This is the kind of stuff that Sazed likes doing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Getting into
This
mischief.
is his jam. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
this is his thing.
He's like reinvigorated now.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is a Sazed hard on all day long.
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh,
Whoa,
oof, ow,
well,
ouch.
well.
Poor guy.
That hurts, man. Low blow.
Sazed, if you're listening, don't take
Sorry.
offense.
Sorry. Anyways, so
I'm just
anything
saying.
for this chapter. He's a eunuch. Leave it alone.
I'm just saying.
That was a dad joke.
It was. Anything from this chapter before we move on?
No, I got nothing else.
Yeah. So, all right. So, chapter 13. When I finally had the realization, finally connected all of the signs of the anticipation of Tualindi, I was so excited. Yet, when I announced my discovery to the world bringers, I was met with scorn. Oh, how I wish I had listened to them. That's the start of 13. So we get world bringers, which I don't know if we've had that term before or not.
That one stood out to me.
Even
Those-
if we had, we wouldn't know what that meant.
Sure.
I mean, unless Will's got like insight on insight.
No, it's just from like conversations I've had with like Alan in the past on like the whole book series itself. That like I'm curious.
Okay.
But we don't know anything just from reading. I don't think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll keep it at that. Sure. So yeah, 13. We start. Mist is swirling around. Vin's out there in the mist. Yeah, it seems like the mist are coming earlier and earlier.
Earlier than they were supposed to come. Yeah. What's up with that?
And she even puts it out to Osir, who's just like, "What? I didn't notice." And she's like, "Yeah. Normally they appear like after it's dark. Like it's getting dark and they're appearing now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "It is dark." She's like, "Yeah, but not fully dark yet." Like they're arguing about like dusk.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun little moment with
Splitting
with
hairs.
Yeah. And she's like, "Does it seem strange?" And it's like, "Ace, if you want," like she says, if you command me to think it's strange, I'll say it's strange, mistress." It's like,
Oh man, this guy. I'm gonna say right now, this whole chapter is all about this dude just being as lawyery as possible. Real talk. I mean,
yeah,
he's doing everything he can to skirt the edge of this contract.
oh yeah.
Good God. Yeah.
Well, she starts pushing it, and she starts asking a lot of questions about. I mean, she's trying to, at the end of the last one, the who done it kind of thing. The clue game is on who's the Kandra.
Yeah.
And so she starts asking questions about Kandra, and he's just like, some things he answers, some things he refuses to answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he's like, we don't usually talk about. Look, we don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, this guy.
But he does learn that Kandra cannot use Allomancy,
which I found surprising. I was like, I thought for sure they were going to be like, kind of like the Terriswoman, where like they had like a different type of Allomancy or something like that. But nope, he's like, no, we can't use it. Right.
It's interesting when they talk about the contract too. Like she asks, like, is it possible that it's a Kandra acting on his own will? He's like, no way. Like,
I'm still curious. What is the payment for the contract? Right? Why do they need ATM is the payment for the contract, but they don't use ATM. They're not Allomancers. What? The contract is still messing with me.
And Vin like says like, I still need to read that contract. I'm like, is there even a contract to read?
Contract to read.
Look. See, Alondo Cleese would be all on top of that. I'd be reading that contract and like I would be putting it on top of like matches underneath to make sure there's no hidden like text in that thing. Make sure somebody to like write something in like lemon juice. I'm checking that contract front and back.
Yeah.
The whole deal at this point in time.
Well, I don't think Vince even seen the contract.
But she makes it sound like she has, but she just hasn't done the due diligence to actually look at it in detail.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe that's it. Yeah.
Will, is that what your feeling was? Because I feel like you said something that sounds similar to my impression, which is she's seen it, she just hasn't like gone into it thoroughly.
I don't know. Maybe she has. If I missed it, I just am like, what contract? Is there even a contract, or is this internal to the Khandra? And he's just like implanted in her brain, like, there's a contract, trust me.
Oh, you got to highlight that comment from Skeeter, man. Come on.
Yeah,
right.
The first stipulation of a contract club contract is do not talk about.
You don't talk about
Conjure
club contract. The second rule,
you do not talk about.
Later on, he's going to come back and be like, "Oh, did you think I was saying contract? No, I was saying Khandra."
Right.
It's a Khandra contract.
No, I was saying Contra. You know, the amazing NES video game from the 1980s, which is the Konami code: up, down, left, right, B, A, start.
They also learned that one of the codes, I guess, of the Khandra is they cannot kill a human either. That's right to a contract, which means that someone else had to kill the body.
Someone else had to. Now, see, that should have been the cliffhanger of part 1, by the way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sure, you're trying to figure out, who, whatever. Sanderson, I know you're always checking in the podcast. You want to see the Alondo notes. I know that's what you do in your life. You're like, man, what's Alondo think about? Now, look, Alondo would say the bigger cliffhanger is who killed the person that the Khandra had to actually, ingest the bones of. That to me is the bigger issue, not so much, who the Khandra is imitating, whatever, because Khandra does Khandra things, but who else is the conspirator is a bigger, I feel like it's a bigger issue that I want to know more so than anything else.
Yeah. And, she's still going through who it could be, and she's like, it can't be Breeze, because Breeze was out of the city, before all this happened. So he wasn't there. Yeah. And then he says, well, it can't be Ellen, because he was at the wall yesterday, and she starts thinking, well, he was kind of gone for a little bit, but I'm not gonna say it's Ellen. And then he's like, still leaves the majority of the crew, mistress. And she starts thinking, Ham, Dachshund, Club, Spook. All right. Starts going through all of them, like trying to find alibis for, every single person there. And, says, well, there has to be some kind of tell. And he's like, Khandra take their job pretty seriously as far as perfecting the individual they're taking over, like, and not making mistakes. Like, it's pretty rare they make a mistake. Like, that's not how we operate.
Yep.
And then that's when she pushes more for, like, is there any other way to tell? And she asked about, the allomancy, and he's really reluctant to even say anything about that, but finally does. And so at least we can test those people, but that still leaves Dachshund. I think it's only Dachshund left out of the main crew, but then there's still servants and everybody else.
Well,
Spook's a 10-eye, Clubs is a smoker, Ham's computer arm. So you could test their allomancy.
Right. So Dachshund and Spook.
And Clubs.
And Clubs. There you go. There's the other one. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so you could test all theirs. So Elland and Dachshund are the two non-allomancers.
Yeah.
But then there's also servants and a bunch of other people too. So just thoughts about this whole conversation about the contract. And it obviously goes into one thing that he refuses to answer. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my notes.
Yep. So you're doing a job for Kelsier. He said that we had to keep you away from the Lord Rule and the Inquisitors. Why is that? And Osir says, that's one thing I'm not going to speak of. He says, I command you. He goes, that's in a contract. Like, I don't have to speak on that.
Right.
On why stay away from Inquisitors and the Lord Ruler.
Yeah, we get a confirmation, by the way, that the allomancy actually attracts the mists. finally get a confirmation of
Right.
that. I mean, it's been kind of suspected up until now,
Right.
so we're good there.
So I guess just thoughts on all of this Contra-ness.
I still love by the way, every time the Breeze spook interaction thing happens, hilarious every time. I just those two. I like the fact that they like always kind of like like jab at each other. Well, not jab at each other, but Breeze is always going at Spook though. So, I like the idea of Ellen playing both sides.
Yeah.
Bless you. Trying to like figure out some way to play both sides in this these armies. But he understands just like, well, we got to do the both side double spy, whatever you call that, double cross, whatever, because that'll lengthen things until they can figure something out. You find it interesting. Yeah, but it's good stuff up until now. Yeah. I feel like we're still slowly pulling the curtain back.
Yeah.
So,
And the Condra's not really giving much up. I mean, he's
heck no.
Yeah. Like she even asked him, what are your loves, what are your hatreds? And he's like, I don't answer that. He goes, no, want to or don't have to. And he's like, thinking like, oh, you have to command me. He's like, I'm not gonna make you say that. Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Contra be doing Contra things, I guess. I don't know.
It's weird that it's like Vin and him are one-on-one a lot lately. And now the Contra is in the form of a dog, almost like a pet, even though it's a giant like wolfhound. It's not a human being.
right.
It almost feels like Vin is opening up more, even though it's the same Contra in a different body or different bones. Like she trusts him more. So I don't know. I feel like something bad is going to happen from that.
Yeah.
The dynamic has changed drastically, though. If you think about the last book, he was Lord Aru, and he was giving her direction, and she was learning from him. And now the dynamic has changed, and now she's basically kind of giving him direction of what he should do, how he should interact, what he should be executing. And I find that interesting.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's a difference because in the last book, the contract was held by Kelsier, right?
Yes. And he transferred the contract to Vin upon step.
Right. So now she is the contract owner. And so now the dynamic is flipped entirely. It's like flipped on his head.
Right. And
he's also not even a quote unquote person anymore. He's not a lord anymore or whatever. He's, an animal. So the whole dynamic structure of that has just been intriguing to me. So go ahead, Will. What were you going to say?
Well, I mean, like it says, they impersonate their bones that they're in to like perfection, right?
Right.
It was Lord Renault under Kelsier, and like they were like it was the same person. It was the same person that he was before he got eaten by the Khandra.
Right.
Now it's a wolfhound, right? So is the Khandra almost acting like a wolfhound that can talk, like very obedient, but also like primal,
Point. Yeah. So is it taking on the characteristics of what an animal would do if it was subservient to a human?
Okay. And then also maybe Vin just doesn't know with a Khandra, you literally have to command them to, I'm going to command you to give me all the answers I ever want, kind of thing. Or maybe she's not enforcing enough of her will over the Khandra to really get more results. But it's also like the wolf.
She's still a little meek. I mean, at moments. I mean, she can be a little meek and not really forceful. And so, maybe that dynamic is also at play here too. So, yeah.
Right.
Good points. Very good points.
Yeah. So anything from all this before we move to her burning bronze and
Nope.
okay. So she starts to burn bronze as she's out there in the city and she feels pulses again.
Yeah.
So we get our mysterious ghost figure comes back.
Mm-hmm.
She feels the same odd pulsing she felt way back in chapter 3. And she decides to go face her fear, and she jumps up to the third floor where the pulse is and opens it up, and there it is. And Vin actually just yells at it, like, what do you want? Like, what are you doing? And it steps forward and disappears. But it grabs her, or something grabs her, cold. She feels a cold grab on her arm, and pain pierces Vin. So
Weird. And it stuck with her. She like kept feeling it for a long time afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
So was she like going down into the mists when that happened, I'm imagining? Do we know?
Yeah. Is she going down? What do you mean?
It didn't say she like jumped. She like jumped off the ledge and she was like, "Oh sir, follow me if
Yeah,
you can."
she fell backwards out of the window. Yeah, her arm was still cold. She could feel the whipping air beside her. Yeah, so she felt the mist trailing like clouds. Yeah, so yeah, she fell.
I don't know.
I'm
Creepy.
gonna say there's definitely some Wheel of Time feels on that whole something grabbing you and
Yeah, something grabbed her arm, something cold, something terrible.
yeah.
Something very real. A pain shot through her head, moving as if from her ear into her mind.
Yeah.
She yelled, but it was cut off. Cut off as her voice failed. Yeah. So, no thoughts? But
Yeah.
I mean, any speculation? What is it? What's the ghost in the mist?
All I thought was Wheel of Time, very Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings feel on both of those books series have things like that happen where something kind of
Right.
grabs at you and creates like a physical reaction from the person. So I don't know if it's a trope, but I felt like that was like that. It's like I've definitely heard this before. So.
Yeah. And now Vince, her biggest, as she pointed out to Osir earlier in the chapter, her biggest fear, or biggest hatred is being afraid, and she starts to fear the mist because that's her biggest love was the mist.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that's
nice little dynamic.
Up,
yeah,
yeah. So now it's like something that she didn't really fear at all.
That she loved.
She saw some things in the mist that was like kind of messed up, like people getting killed in the mist, or the mist wraith and whatever. And she's like, "Oh, what's this thing?" But now she's kind of like
fear in the mist.
Yeah, that fear. It's like that, and there's nothing worse than fear. So
yeah,
that's right.
So anything from this before we move to Ellen's point of view?
Nope. I didn't hear anything.
So Ellen's organizing the old crew. He's having a meeting with a bunch of books, talking about ways to form alliances between the two armies surrounding Luthadel. Had a fun meeting with Breeze, Spook, and everybody. And yeah, you get the little interactions with Spook and Breeze.
Yeah, I love that. Every time they talk, I'm like, you love it. I'm sorry, I ruined that earlier when I was talking.
It's okay.
Yeah, but Spook and Breeze. Every time they get together in something, and just Breeze just jabs him so much. I'm like, yep, go ahead, get him.
Yeah,
he's like, if I didn't get to sit here and watch Spook steal a bunch of money from Ham this whole time, I'd have been gone a long time ago.
That's good. That's really good, though.
Exactly.
And Ellen sees Spook's big pile of money, and he's like, "Oh shit, we're still using like the Lord Ruler's currency.
Coins.
We need to change that."
Like that.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a nice little point too. I mean, obviously that happens anytime you have a change of society. You'll probably still use the old currency for a little while, but until you get it.
Probably not easy to change.
That's
yeah.
Right.
They're also like, oh, look, Ellen's like Kelsier. He's super late, except he got delayed because he was reading books, not like, killing people.
By
the way, thank you. I'm so glad they finally are trying to introduce the fact that this guy's a learned book reader.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little annoyed up until now. I was like, this guy's been reading books on books on books on books. And I was like, when is that ever going to come to fruition? finally it comes to fruition right now. So
Yeah.
anyway, keep going, Alan. But I was like waiting for it.
Yeah. I mean, they said they're just talking about like what are they going to do about these two armies? I mean, obviously it's going to stall any invasion, but eventually something's going to give, and eventually they'll starve their way out. You know, they have food the outside, and they're like, well, you know, their food's supplied by canals. Like we could sabotage that. You know, that's his recommendation. You know, and then maybe set the two armies against each other if they can, you know, starve them out. And the crew, you know, the crew actually somewhat agrees that maybe that's a plan to go with.
Right.
You know, it's just whether which one. I guess they say set's probably the easiest one to do it. But yeah. So what do you think about this? But go for it.
But that whole plan hinges on Elend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their big like catch-all. Because it wasn't. Right. I mean, like the crew before Elend had his plan was saying like we should just let one of them overrun us, and then you know you can be like an adjunct ruler from afar under set. Right. And Elend's like, nah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're hesitant on Elend's plan.
Sure. 100%. They are. But, you know, hey, it's a plan, right?
It's something.
Do you think it's a good plan?
Breeze likes it because it's got style.
It's got style.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Is it a good plan?
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty full.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, hey, shoot your shot.
It's got merits, but it's extremely risky.
Yeah, especially with Elend kind of having to go and have all the conversations.
I mean, and again, we have to keep reminding ourselves, this guy is, by the way, do we know the exact age? I'm going to assume 19.
He's 19, 20, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 19, 20. I continue to think about that every time anything comes up about Elend. I'm like, he's like, he can't drink yet.
So. True. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he says, you know, this way at least they have a fighting chance. You know, they'll destroy us otherwise. You know, they have no chance.
Yeah.
In the long run, unless they do something. That's basically it. And to Elend's point, you know, like him becoming a figurehead ruler or something like that, it probably is not going to work out that way. I mean, that's very wishful thinking.
Yeah, who gains anything by him being the figurehead ruler?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one thing if they had like the masses on his side and they were so passionate about him. They were like, oh, well, we will not be able to survive if we like take him out of power because, you know, the people will revolt. No one is sitting around just like, you know, crying from the rooftops how much they love this guy or anything like that. So no one benefits by keeping him in a figurehead position.
No.
So yeah, he's done. He's done skis. Right. If anybody breaks past them walls, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And then while they're having this whole conversation, I mean, anything more on this before we get to the final little scene?
Oh no, I'm
okay. Yeah. So then what's his name? The guard, Captain Demu. Comes rushing in saying, "Hey, we caught this woman. She was listening to the wall." You know, Elend immediately recognizes her, like, "Hey, you were the Terriswoman from the assembly."
Yeah, we finally get payoff on that.
And she's like, "Yep, that was me." And just, you know, it's like, well, "What are you doing?" And she's like, I'm not going to say anything. I want to talk to you alone. So get everybody out of here." And they're like, well, "Excuse you?" Like, it's like, I'm in chains anyway. Like, you know, like what am I going to do?
Oh yeah. And then she fades on position by saying, "Oh yeah, and your Mistborn's right outside the window," which is a lie.
Right. Yeah. Your Mistborn's outside the window anyway.
Right.
They asked to Sazed and you, and just, "Oh, I'm here because of him." but I would not say sent. And finally, Ellen says, "All right, Ham, it's all right. You guys can go. I'll be fine by myself." Thinking that if Ven's outside the window, it's not a big deal.
Right.
And she's like, "Yeah, you can leave me bound if you wish." And he even thinks, he's like, "You're a fair chemist. That doesn't matter if you're bound."
Yep.
Like, could easily break out of anything that you're going to put a fair chemist in, like whether just increasing strength or just like get skinny.
You don't know what she's got stored up.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
No idea what she can like do.
And she comes full of earrings and stuff. I mean, she has
earrings,
yeah.
right. So,
yeah, but Ellen's suspicious, but at the same time, he's willing to listen. So, and Ham says, "Oh, we'll be right outside," and he walks out, and that's how we end this chapter.
Yeah, this could have went so much worse.
Yeah, could have. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on this chapter? Any final thoughts, or do you think Vin could beat a fair chemist in a fight? That's a good question.
Well, she did. she fought the Lord Ruler, so yeah.
Well, no, a fair chemist. Well, yeah, good.
The Lord Ruler is fair chemist.
There you go. So yeah.
I mean, I'm getting on technicalities here, but I'm just saying.
And by the way, Ellen is 22 in this book.
He's 22. Get out of here! No way. This guy sounds like he sounds like 2 years past 12. But anyway, keep up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it depends on the fair chemist she's fighting.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, she ain't taking Sazed.
No.
If her and Sazed were getting a fight, I'm like Sazed all day long. I'm like, where's my DraftKings? Betting ratios on that. Let me put the money down.
Sazed versus Vin.
I don't know if Ven could beat this new one. What's her name?
Tendril.
Tendril? Okay.
Tendril.
Okay, I just based it off of what I heard, and I like typed it, like wrote it in on my notes based on the phonetics. So
yeah, Tendril. Yeah,
Twindle.
So, any thoughts from all this chapter? I mean, lots of conjure talk, lots of little bit of Ghost in the Mist, and then a lot of politics. So,
yeah,
still a lot of building. We're still early. Well, I say early. We're early-ish in the book. When
are they going to fight? When are they going to take over the city?
That's a lot. That's a lot of resources being used, because every day when you have tens of thousands of people sitting outside of the city walls, that's resources being used every.
I mean, that's how true siege back in the day. That's how true siege would work: is you would starve out the population. You take about
starving them out,
starve them out,
right?
That way,
that was a very popular way. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it costs a lot of money to build siege engines and everything like that. It was a lot easier just to surround from a distance where the archers can't hit you, and then no food comes in, and you're just screwed.
Boom! City dead, just like that.
Yeah, that's how.
So I feel like this is like a lose all around. I mean, because
it was pretty rare. Like in the movies, you see like the big charges on the castle walls. That's not how sieges worked. That was because you couldn't.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You just surround and isolate, right?
Not until the Ottomans invaded Constantinople, but there's a couple other times in history, but that was
of course now with DoorDash, you actually have the Domino's pizza guy actually get delivered in, and they drop in from the sky based on the commercials I've been watching.
Yeah,
so maybe that would change the whole scope of army warfare.
Well, air superiority is a whole different thing. That didn't exist back in
right. Which obviously Domino's owns. I don't know if you've heard this, but Domino's owns air food delivery services now, because they actually have dudes in khakis dropping in, delivering pizzas from.
They just put coins in all the McDonald's bags, and then Alamancers just pull it.
See, that's brilliant. I mean, as long as it doesn't break the bag, as long as the coin doesn't just pop through the bag or whatever, you're good.
Maybe they put it in the Big Mac box or the.
There you go.
A little more durable.
Big breakfast for everybody. Boom.
That's how they do it in this world.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, all right, moving on to chapter 14.
See.
And yet, any who know me will realize that there is no chance I would give up. No chance I would give up so easily. Once I find something to investigate, I become dogged in my pursuit. And so we start with Tendril, which, by the way, pause. I love Tendril.
So, mighty matter of factly, yeah. I wrote down some of the notes that she was spitting out. I was like, okay, I'm going to try and incorporate those in my own life. Good for her.
I looked up my closest Toastmasters.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. So yeah, the Terriswoman snaps her bonds immediately, and the ropes drop to the floor. And Helen goes, Ven? And she's like, oh, she's not really there.
Oh, she's not really there.
I just said that to get them out of here. She let the
Wait, you
go do her
believe
rounds.
me?
She's like, I let myself get caught because Ven just left.
Yeah,
oh my
Ven just left. I let
yeah,
myself
the
get
whole
caught.
thing
Yeah.
is just like, you just talking about stupidity. I was like, oh my god.
Ellen goes, I'll be calling my guards now. And goes, you fool.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be calling my guards now.
Yeah, she said, don't be a fool. If I wanted to kill you, I could have done it, before the others got back. Now be quiet for a moment.
Yeah, there's no way he would get there in time. Yeah.
And to much Ellen's surprise, he has no idea why she's there. And immediately she starts barking orders like, stand up straight. He's
Boom.
like, excuse me? He goes, you're
Love it.
slouching. A king must maintain dignity at all times. And he's like,
Love it. This
like,
lady.
He's like, now while I appreciate the advice, I don't know. Don't hedge. Command. Like she just starts
she keeps correcting him like left and right.
Yeah, everything. Every time he opens his mouth, like, no, you did it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
And he's just like, I don't really, and he's getting frustrated. He's like, who the hell are you? I'm the king. And like, you're like, finally he like burst out. It's just, and there it is. There's the king. Like,
right.
Like,
Yeah, no alacrity before that. She's like, can you just like act like you are the dude or, whatever, but don't act like you're like, oh, I'm kind of the placeholder king or something. Act like you actually own the position.
right.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Which is why he's losing in these freaking debates and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he
seems weak.
He has no presence whatsoever. He's like, well, dude, I kind of evaluated some things on a book I read from Mark Twain, and he told me that I should try to put the thing together in the plan.
Yeah.
Nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But basically, she's come to whip him into shape. And that's what she says. That's why I come here. I'm a keeper. I've come to make you a king. Because right now, you're not acting like a king. And no one, you don't have any respect. You're not going to have any respect unless you take my help. So
she
you keep me around.
to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and she's all out of bubble gum. Boom! She's doing amazing things. I love her all day long.
Tindril reminds me of Tywin Lannister in the best way.
Oh yes!
Yeah.
Ooh, even the names are close if you think about it, though.
Yeah, Tywin Lannister, definitely
Yes.
trying to whip Joffrey into shape, for sure.
Oh man.
I just rewatched one of those scenes like where he's like being like a snot to Tyrion and he says something like I am the king, and then he goes like, no true king has to tell everybody he's the king. Like
bingo. Bingo bango boingo. Oh,
like,
yeah, Tywin was
you shouldn't ever have to tell anybody you're the king. Like,
love that guy. Yes.
Anyway. Yeah. So, but yeah, Tindril is definitely the better version of that. Definitely, it reminds me a lot of like sales training I've been through. I've been through this one sales training where, like, it was the most intensive boot camp, and the same type of thing. Like they would have you like, give your proposition speech or whatever, like your 30-second commercial, and you'd start this like ad-libbing into it, and you just like slam his fist on the table, like no, and just like tear it apart, start over, no, start over, and like yell and scream at you, and you're like, I don't want to talk anymore. Like,
right.
But it was really good training. But yeah, it was very much in your face and very much, yeah. So
was it like Alec Baldwin and like what's the movie I'm thinking of with always be closing?
Glengarry Glen Gloss.
Yeah, thank you, Glengarry
Glen. Yeah, Glen Gloss. Yeah, Glengarry Glen Gloss. Yeah,
Glengarry Glen.
Glen
Is
Gloss.
it Glen Gloss?
I think it's Glen Ross, isn't it?
Glen Ross. Sorry.
Ross.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Because coffee's for closers, my guy.
Glen Ross.
Yeah, man. Love that daggone movie though. But yes. I mean, he's only in the movie for like 10 minutes, but
yes,
man, what an impact.
Yeah.
I digress. Sorry.
But very much like that too.
It's almost like John Taffer coming in for like a king, how to be a king, how to run a restaurant.
By the way, I'm the biggest fan of freaking Bar Rescue. I mean, if I was to be at a bar and saw him walk in and he was like telling me to like leave, I'm like, I'm staying around. I just witness.
I'm watching.
I want to see him beat up on these people.
Yeah. And she brings up a good point. She's like, your people who think you're a fool, Ellen Venture, the assembly, a body you organize, ignores your authority.
Yep.
The Ska are convinced you won't be able to protect them. Even your own council of friends makes plan in your absence, assuming that your input is no great loss.
Deep burns, yes.
Because he's about to walk out of the door, and then she throws that at him.
Yeah.
His ears kind of perk up. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. She's nailed him dead to rights.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't like hearing that.
Yeah. But, then she turns and says, "Well, like I know Sazed has religions. Like, what's your thing? Like, is that it's like biographies? I study biographies of great leaders.
It makes me really want to read fucking biographies."
Yeah.
Dude. So I did that for like a while before getting on this podcast because I love reading books and I have read so many books and I do audiobooks constantly. Yeah. I was into biographies like left and right. I mean, I did this one on Napoleon and I didn't feel like they're great to listen to at the time. You don't really learn that much that helps you today.
Sure.
Which is the reason why I feel like there are a lot of them are a waste. Like I did this one that was like Frederick Douglass, for example.
Yeah, I've read the narrative. Yeah.
Long, and you so you know how long that daggone thing is. It's like freaking volumes, and it's like it's great. It's nice to hear what they went through at the time. There is nothing I read from his biography that I can translate into today. Other than being able to regurgitate facts,
and that's a really good point because I mean, books it's not a two-way dialogue; it's a one-way conversation,
right?
And where Tyndall is coming in, she's read all these biographies, but she knows how to apply them to different people. Bingo. That's like such a freaking valuable skill.
Yeah,
right.
For come in and whip somebody into shape. Like if you're trying to do this. Yeah. I've read enough books on people that have done that, and I know how you are. Here's what we need to change and work on.
Because I love the biography I read about Teddy Roosevelt. Love everything about him. I mean, the guy was like a freaking beast of a man. Right. I mean, you want to talk about the macho man. He's the macho man. I can't take anything I read from that biography and be like, I'm going to do this in my like everyday life. I mean...
Yeah,
it just doesn't apply.
You mean you didn't take anything from the Prince, some Machiavellian, and
no, nope. I mean, it's not like again, I love knowing what these guys went through and did, and so I appreciate that. Unfortunately, there's nothing I've read from them.
Sure.
Or maybe what has happened is I've picked up all these subtleties from them and I have applied it to my life, and it's so subtle that even I don't recognize it, and it just has just somehow or another infiltrated my subconscious.
Sure,
maybe that's possible.
Yeah,
but I just don't think of things explicitly in day-to-day situations. Like, what would Teddy Roosevelt do
in 2023?
Challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
In 2023, right. Teddy Roosevelt would clap at you on Twitter or on X.
That's probably what he would do.
I think that's a dude that would drive to your house, knocking your door. He would rap on your door with a cane.
Yeah,
dueling cane, of course.
Yeah,
and he would. sir, we need to engage in fisticuffs.
But that's illegal.
Probably do.
He kept dueling pistols in the Oval Office, and actually on numerous occasions would challenge his members of cabinet to a duel on the White House lawn. Now it was illegal. It was illegal at the time, but he did.
To the death?
That's the reason.
Yeah, to the death. Even though it was illegal. He's like,
look, we all learn from Hamilton. That's the reason why you go to Jersey. You go to Jersey because that's where you can, do some dueling.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he still kept dueling pistols. Anyways,
we
good.
had a really
Rough Riders.
Far side.
We did.
Segue, blah blah blah.
So, but Ellen's intrigued now. He's like, so can you teach me to emulate these men? And she's like, perhaps. I haven't decided yet whether you're in a lost cause or not.
Yeah,
whether I can. And then I guess shortly after all this, and a couple more corrections, especially with the ums. Quit saying right.
I love that line, by the way, because that's something that I have learned to stop doing, is saying so much.
Yeah. Because
what happens is people have a tendency to want to avoid the long silent pause. It makes them so uncomfortable that they say to fill that. In Italian, it's what is the word in Italian that people use? Allora. Like allora, and they just say that like all the time, and it's something that fills the pause, and it means it's got 1,000 different meanings or whatever. It's like in English, it's like doesn't really have a meaning to it. It's just a pregnant pause filler. And I remember years ago, being told, if you have to pause while you think of something, don't say just let the pause occur.
Let the quiet happen. Yeah, it's
okay.
That's yeah. Silence always makes people uncomfortable, so it's one of those things that I say a lot.
We all say but the thing was it. See, there's a difference between and is like just filler. Is like sometimes it's like a precursor to like what you're getting. It's like a phrase or mid phrase saying or something. But
what's wrong with just saying like, "Wow, that's a really good question," and then just sitting there, looking pensively, letting the person know, "I'm thinking about this,"
right?
And then,
I mean, it's a lesson. It's a lesson I learned very early in life that I've never been able to master. That the power of silence is actually more powerful than talking.
Oh my God, is it powerful? Especially in negotiations. It's crazy powerful in negotiations. Yeah. I didn't realize how powerful it is until I had to get into contract negotiations or things like that. And sometimes you'd be surprised if you just don't know what to do. Just take a beat, really think out what you're thinking should happen in this particular situation, and by the time you come to the conclusion, the person on the other side of the table is like, "Okay, look, I can lower the price." You're like, "Oh,
I hate it. It's too quiet."
That's right.
Yeah, that was my father growing up was always so good at that, and he still is. But like, whenever I was in trouble, you'd ask him like, "Am I in trouble?" And he just wouldn't say anything. He'd sit there and stare at you, and like, "So am I?" And he'd just like, "I'm thinking," and he'd get quiet again. It's like, oh crap! I'm gonna be. But then I'm sitting there sweating bullets now. Like, oh crap! This is gonna be bad. Like, just.
And it's the weirdest thing because you think to yourself, the person who's being asked the question and has the long pause before they respond, you think that that's the person who is, with the least amount of power. They actually have the most amount of power in that moment.
Yeah.
It just seems counterintuitive, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I like Skeeter's comment.
What's that?
On our next episode, we'll explore the power of silence by not talking for an hour and a half.
Well, considering Skeeter is a guest on next week's episode, which he is.
Oh no!
Bet.
We'll just sit here like this.
I know. Our next
When I hit that
episode-
truncate silence button on my editing, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna go
Our
from
next
a
episode,
2-hour
Skeeter.
podcast to a 5-minute.
Skeeter on our next episode is a guest member. You won't hear from Skeeter the whole time. Oh no! Oh man. Okay.
Just
bet.
set the bar low for my appearance. Okay.
Oh man.
But after all this, Ham pokes his head in. He's like, "Is everything all right in here?" And Ellen's like, "Yeah, I think we're done for the night. Ham, can you see Mistress Tendril to her quarters? She'll be staying at the palace. She's a friend of Sazed's." And Ham's like, "All right." And I guess during this also Vin came in. So we skipped over that. Sorry. Vin does come back at some point and, does her little thing for a second. It's very short-lived. "Who are you?" And she smiles. He goes, "I'm just trying to teach this guy some manners." And she says, "It's funny you asked that question immediately, where it took him forever to actually get around to that question."
Right. She's already given Vin props. She's like, I like her.
I like her.
Uh-huh.
She's commanding. She'll make a great queen.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, you have some work to do.
Yeah, you need some work.
Yeah. So, anything from all this before we go to Vin and Ellen talking after she leaves?
I didn't have anything else.
Okay. So
I liked how Tendril was like, she was like, "You as a pair, Vin and Ellen, are interesting." I was like, yeah. And here we are to see Vin and Ellen talk again, which
Right.
I don't know why, but every time they get in these conversations, I'm just like, oh, why are we ending the chapter with this? Really don't like it for some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, Vin says, "I don't like her." She said, Ellen smiled and goes, "You don't like anyone when you first meet them, Vin." This is like, "I liked you." It says, "Thereby demonstrating your terrible judge of character."
Yeah, and did she? I remember saying that to myself at the time. I was like, did she really? I don't think she did.
I don't think she did either.
I don't think that checks out. So,
Yeah. So, pretty much this is the conversation at the very end, just about him, about keepers. Ellen lays out the plan, says that they agreed to it. Told her that they seemed excited about it. Yeah. She keeps back talking about the Mist Spirit again.
all right. So, my big question out of this podcast episode would be, what the hell is the deepness? Is it a creature? Is it? We don't know, right? The last person who knew anything about it died a year ago that saw it or can talk about it,
Right.
or whatever. Whatever. It is so mystical, ethereal, and I'm like, okay, whatever this thing was so oppressive and impactful that it changed the scope of the world that they live in. But yet and still no one can talk about it now. So much so that it's like, they talk about plants being green versus other colors, and I'm like,
brown and dying.
I'm like, this is nothing about this is making sense in my world right now. And
Sure.
I'm like, this is I can't get my head wrapped around the idea that this thing that was so impactful, this deepness, is so impactful, but yet and still no one can talk about it. We can't talk about what it really is, what it was, what it did. Was it a meteor? Was it an animal? Was it? I'm like,
yeah. The Hero of Ages had traveled.
Help me out! Help me out here!
Yeah, the Hero of Ages had traveled to the Well Ascension to defeat the deepness. The prophecy said that the hero shouldn't take the well's power for himself. He was supposed to give it up and trust in the power itself to destroy the deepness. But Rashik took the power. Wouldn't that mean that the deepness was never defeated? Why wasn't the world destroyed then?
See, I got so many questions about the deepness. Like, Why does it impact everything? What was it? How did it get destroyed? Did it actually get destroyed after reading this? Of course, it sounds like there's not even certainty that it actually did go away, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
That continues to be a thing that is annoying the hell out of me right now. And I'm like, okay, if it's that impactful, how can we not know what it was? Dinosaurs existed on this world 650 million years ago. We still talk about them bitches like they're here yesterday.
Well, we only rediscovered them in the late 1800s. I mean,
Still though, we talk about them like it was like just like yesterday. I mean, because that's just how we work. When it's like something was so impactful that it impacted the whole planet. And
right?
yeah, I mean, look, I know we can't do like the Monty Python deepness. Like, look at the bones. I get that. I'm okay with that, but I need to know more than the deepness was a thing.
Okay.
And I know we're gonna do the RAFO. I get it. Just for all the heads out there, I get it. We got a RAFO, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I was gonna say like maybe there's some clues. I'm starting to wonder if there's a correlation between the loss of the Lord Ruler and the mists coming out earlier in the day. And if maybe the deepness is related to the mists and they were held at bay with the Lord Ruler's presence, because going back to the Lord Ruler's diary
Mm-hmm.
and the Well of Ascension whole thing, which we still don't know a whole lot about. But it seemed like the Well of Ascension, whoever came to power was going to keep the deepness at bay, and now Lord Ruler's not there anymore.
Right. I mean, and Will, you probably are. You're probably knocking at the door of truth, right?
That's
there.
what I'm thinking, but we don't know.
Right, we don't know.
That was the one interesting part of this dialogue between Ellen and Van is like Vin's hounding him for all his knowledge on the deepness, and he's just like, I don't know. Last person who knew about it is like, we got statues around here, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you, but hopefully we're getting closer to it.
The deepness is like,
oh
deep,
no,
man.
Skeeter. You want some Cheech and Chong on that? Nice.
It's like really deep. It's like really deep.
He's like really deep, man.
Deepness.
Yeah, like it's like the deepest.
There goes Skeeter burning his medals again.
Oh man, our comments are on this thing. They're on fire. They're on fire. I love all of y'all. I love all.
Yeah. So the last thing they switched to is it goes back to what the Conjure told Vin, and they did that little quick conversation about testing people for Elemancy because Conjure can't use Elemancy, so at least we can rule out some people.
Yeah.
And in the back of her mind, she's still wondering about Ellen too. Like she's like, no, I can't let that get to me. I have to trust that he's still alive. I can't. She refuses to let herself think that he might be it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but there's probably an imposter somewhere, and who could it be?
Who can it be now? That 80s song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will not fear you, whispered Vin, and I will find your secret. She climbed up the table and slipped out of the window to meet Osir to check on the house grounds again. Yep, that's where we end. So, yep. So
I still come back to my statement, though. I feel like the cliffhanger should have been not that there's a conjurer. It should have been who killed the body that the conjurer took over. There's the thing.
Maybe it was the deepness, man. Maybe.
Okay. All right, Cheech and Chong. All right.
Let it go. But yeah, no. That's another big question. So there's a couple questions for this episode.
Yeah.
Who killed the man that the conjurer took over, and what is the deepness? Questions I have, or at least I've asked you about the deepness before, and your answer is I don't know. I mean, do you have speculation about what you think it might be? Even broad, weird, crazy theories? I mean, you're welcome to come up with something that's off the wall, but it makes it fun.
I don't know.
It can be so far off.
I'm going to say the deepness is a luck dragon. There we go.
There you go.
Luck Dragon.
Okay.
Yep.
Falcor. It's Falcor from Neverending Story.
Yeah.
Got it.
The deepness is Smaug. There you go.
I had a friend in high school, and we were friends after high school as well. But he got a dog. He got married, and they bought a little corgi.
Uh-huh.
And his wife named it. His wife's Korean and named it some like cute Korean name. And like we all came over, and I was like, "So what's the dog's name?" And it's like Bubbo, which means like kisses in Korean or something. Like I might be mispronouncing that. Sorry if I am for any Korean listeners out there. But like, something cute like that. And I just looked at him and goes, "That's a freaking luck dragon, man. That's Falcor." So like all his friends started calling him Falcor, calling the dog, and the wife got so pissed about it because like we'd come over and like she'd call the dog, and the dog started answering the Falcor, like Falcor.
Of course, the dog is gonna go by.
Like it's gonna go by the name anyway. It's a little corgi named Falcor.
You gotta respond to the masses.
It's a luck dragon.
It is nice.
It's a luck dragon now.
By the way, I hate that movie. Hate that movie so much, but everybody.
You hate the Neverending Story?
Oh, we watched that movie the other day, and I want to say the other day, like it was like yesterday. It's probably like 4 or 5 months ago, but still, we eviscerated that movie for how terrible it is, and I enjoyed eviscerating that movie.
So nostalgic.
So we eviscerate movies the same way that CinemaSins eviscerates movies, and we just laid into it and by the way, we were drinking, of course, and had the best time. So
it's such a great movie. Come on. Yeah. This is my childhood you're talking about here.
I mean, I will say one thing about man. My dude losing that horse in the daggone swamps.
Oh, come on. The feels.
The fears, dude. Every time. I'm like, don't make me have feelings.
Don't give into the sadness. Anyway.
Don't make me have feelings. Oh. All right.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You got a lot of good comments.
Absolutely.
The deepness is just David Bowie and tight pants. Okay, Labyrinth reference. I like it.
Well, first of all, David Bowie is a god among men. All right.
Yeah, and that movie holds up too. The Labyrinth is fantastic.
David Bowie. By the way, I've been watching a lot of classic videos on the MTV Classics.
Yeah.
Because thank you MTV for putting out a channel that actually just shows music videos. Applause.
Okay.
But David Bowie videos still hold up. Them things are badass.
Yeah.
Well done, David Bowie.
Yeah. Some good old David Bowie in tight leather pants singing about a babe.
Look, I have life goal. My life goal. David Bowie figure in the tight leather pants.
Now I'm seeing the deepness as the Goblin King. And Vin is just Jennifer Connelly trying to work her way through the maze to find the Goblin King and save the world. Yeah. MTV still a thing? Yeah, that's a good question.
Sure, why not?
Is MTV
yes,
still a thing?
MTV Classic. People get on it. MTV Classics is available. Don't go on MTV, not MTV2. MTV Classics. They have like things like there's like a block that's just like rock videos, 80s, 90s. They got a block that's just
they got Yo MTV Raps.
They have a hip hop section, and all it does is all the MTV Raps, hip hop, Yo MTV Raps type videos. Yes.
And to answer your question, Skeeter, yes, that makes Ellen the Baby.
That makes Ellen the Baby, absolutely.
100%.
All day long. Yes, that checks out.
100%. And then Orsier can be no, it's not the dog they ride. It's what's his name? Friend. Oh, what's his name in Labyrinth?
Oh no, you're not gonna get me on that one, dude. I can't.
Oh. I keep on saying Hodor, but it's not. That's Game of Thrones. It's something. Something L. Come on, Labyrinth people. Will, favorite movie growing up, right? Labyrinth. Don't you know everything about that movie?
I'm pulling up IMDb right now.
Yeah, Ludo, friend. I think Ludo. I think it's Ludo. Yeah, it's Ludo. It is Ludo. Look at my memory coming back. Ludo,
you're sure right. Yes, it is Ludo.
So Osir is just Ludo. Ludo, friend.
Okay, I forgot that the Goblin King's name was Jareth.
Yeah,
didn't know that. Jareth.
With his crystal balls.
Yes, man. He would roll that ball, man. He did the that ball would like roll
yeah,
in the
just-
back of his hand. And
Oh
all that
yeah,
kind of
David
stuff.
Bowie's doing all the tricks.
Oh, man,
Anyways,
this guy was badass. Anyway,
before we just start going down the rabbit hole even further on this, any final predictions? Anything else you want to cover before we do favorite character?
Oh, favorite character is definitely Tin Wheel.
Tenwell. Okay, Tendril.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
man, she's putting this fool in check. She was like, "You better act like a king. You better step up." Love her.
Will, do you have a favorite character?
Same.
Same.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Sazed and still.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna go Says. I'll do Says. Says is
Nice.
great.
Nice.
I'll go all of the Terrace people.
All the Terrace
Yes, because they rule.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
They
So-
should be ruling though. By the way,
They should. Well, the Terrace people have been kicked down for so many centuries and millennia.
they should be ruling. I mean, I don't know if I'm like throwing out some foreshadowing or something like that, but they should be ruling everything.
Yeah. They're pretty smart people. So,
Terrace person was ruling everything.
yeah. So next week we'll have Skeeter on as a guest. So
Hey,
we'll
Skeeter.
welcome Skeeter on.
Look forward to you, man.
It'll be fun. He's also one of our mods as well, but also has read a lot of the Cosmere, and will be fun to have on. Just to one to catch up and two just to do some more Cosmere content. So, and we're doing 3 chapters again. So it'll be 15, 16, and 17.
Nice.
That's right. Is that right? Yeah, 15, 16, 17. Yep.
12, 13, 14, yes. So
Yep. 15, 16, 17.
Yes.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we're going to be doing. And then how we can be found is at thecosmereads.com, where you can find links to everything. We are on Facebook now, too. So if you do have Facebook, I pretty much exclusively only use Facebook now to do podcast stuff, which is not very much because I don't really go on Facebook at all. So if I do happen to post things on Facebook, it's just Cosmere. It's either Cosmere Reads or the Will Reads.
Nice.
My personal page, I don't think I've posted on there in a long time. So
Wait,
look how false there.
What you got, Will?
When you're done with this, are we gonna do the bingo? Because I think we need to
yeah, we can
discuss
pull that
one of
back up.
the.
Bingo.
Okay,
We discuss one of the-
Hold on, let me share screen. Come back and pull it back up. Window, bingo, share screen.
Because one of them is up for debate.
All
I
right,
think.
What do we got?
which one's?
I'm making the screen bigger so I can read everything.
Second one from the top left, says it being a eunuch mentioned, and then also second row.
Okay,
fifth
that did
column.
happen. Yes.
Okay,
There's
The second-
2 terrace ones that are related. The other one is second row, 5th column on the right.
right.
Terrace will
Terrace,
make a
come
comeback?
back.
Like, are they starting to make a comeback, or is it not quite there yet?
I'm gonna say yeah, that counts because we had Terrace people come in and influence things.
I feel like they're starting to,
I would say Terrace been making a comeback is probably
I'll
legit.
do the, yeah, it says it mentioned being a eunuch. We'll count that one.
Yeah, we definitely count that because I said something about
And Julie
whole
Kane.
joke.
Julie Kane mentioned
about
as
the
well.
hard on.
Julie
So,
Kane's been
yeah.
mentioned. So we'll do that too.
Wait, which
Uh,
one?
Julian
Would
Kane,
you
the very top left. Julian Kane.
Did we mention a dual king when it came to Breeze?
Well, we did when we were talking about Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
so we can do that.
Teddy Roosevelt.
If that counts.
and
It's been
Dual
mentioned in the
King.
story too. Yeah, Julian Kane's
Yeah,
mentioned. But
He
Terrace
did- he
coming,
spoke
Terrace
softly
making a
and-
comeback. I think is a little bit. I don't know if that's if you can
Okay,
get that
okay,
one.
we'll let it
Quite-
go then. 'cause
Maybe that's in
hopefully
progress.
You're the arbiter of this thing. So if you say
Sure.
no, we will say not put it up.
I'll
I
just
think
say it's a
Julian
good team.
King. Julian King definitely checks out though, because Teddy Roosevelt he spoke softly but carried a big Julian King.
Big dual
He
king.
did. He did.
Yeah.
So I will
But
check
the
this-
internet didn't drop, so still no bingo.
The internet
no
dropped
bingo.
for me before the episode, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but that doesn't count during
Doesn't
the
count. It has to be
so.
midstream.
Yeah.
Trust me, it does happen from time to time. Storms happen. Internet goes out. It happens.
All the things happen.
Verizon decides to just take down all the internet in all of our
God.
area for
I
like
have
3
put
days.
back. I have uninterruptible power supplies on every point
Mm-hmm.
from like all my devices now. So hopefully, if a storm came through and took everything out, I'd at least be able to like keep recording for like 30 minutes.
As long as the internet doesn't go out, like the actual internet.
No, it's like it will back up everything. So even the fiber going back to like
Okay.
Verizon, yeah, I have it like UPS on all of that just in case, because I need to make sure
Okay.
I can support like my services that I have to support for my job. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So
All right.
check out the website, follow us there. Also follow us on all the social medias. All the links are there. Join the Discord. Patreon's there too. We are going to be doing a live reaction at some point. I'm actually going to schedule that sometime soon.
Oh,
Even though we
cool.
don't have anybody that I'll find a chapter, and we'll do a live reaction just to have some content on there for people to sign up and want to watch. But yeah, we'll do that one evening.
Nice.
And yeah, that's all I got for this week. So until next time, guys.
Gosh, thanks. Gosh.